Where can we find info regarding the original Earth grid compared with the false sacred geometry grids for either local cities or the entire global system? You speak of dirty energy underwear being shared at sacred sites. So how shall we move forward dismantling these sacred geometry systems actively? Very, very good question. I want you to think of an object that omnidirectionally creates a field. That's like a router. So as long as you're within a few hundred feet or 100 yards or so of that router, you can get connection. Okay, connection is that dirty energy underwear. So if you have hundreds of objects spread throughout the cities that are irradiating energy, that means in that field you are sharing dirty energy under as the fundamental rules. When you identify where these sacred geometry items are, you realize that there's their layer and then there's the true layer. And you have to go through that AM radio dial to figure out what the true layer is. And once you do, you begin denying access to all of those other energy layers. You go to those places, sacred places, that dirty energy underwear has been shared, and you declare your sovereignty in it, that you do not share those surface reality rules, that you're accessing the fundamental rules of that sacred place and sharing sacred space in that sacred place that isn't sharing dirty energy underwear. And that is the process in which we confront these sacred geometry systems and take them down individually. The next is we can look at this world and know that our signature frequency can change something. There are rituals that you can do on a simple piece of paper with the simple images of your own drawing, and then you put it inside the system of domination control and mail it to somewhere. And the second you put your energy into that system, you can change something very beneficial. You can send letters to sacred places. You could have people deliver rocks to different places and bury them. And once your signature frequency is there, it is your choice as a multidimensional being to have those objects emanate your energy field, to open a sacred space there so that there can be something as an alternate to the alternate system. The next is, how do we find the natural order of Earth? I think one of the most greatest examples is to look at the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. All life is there. You know, the Gulf of Mexico, all life is there. That is where the natural sacred geometry is, where life naturally flows. Look at where the fish migrate to each year, the salmon. They go from the ocean and into the land. That is where your natural sacred geometry systems are. And that is where we should be having our homes, in those places. We're lured into cities that have a sacred geometry, a natural life order underneath them, with massive prayer objects that have been put on top, that have multiple other layers of belief system all around it, omnidirectionally creating this dirty energy underwear field that has everything all mixed into a big soup that's connected to other cities through airports, trains, railroads, cars, lighting, power, and so on and so forth. And that is what we are disconnecting from. What the system gives us to conform with instantly when we want to go out in its version of reality, when in fact we can create a bubble of reality around ourselves and move through this entire world as a photonic light being and never intersect anything else as an energy being. It is our inherent right.
Our next caller is going to be 353. Your name and where you're calling from?
Is that me?
353, that is you. Your name and where you're calling from?
It's Michelle from Ireland.
Michelle from Ireland. How you doing today? What kind of questions do you want to ask?
Oh my God. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for all your help with everybody for humanity. And my question is where I live at the minute. I'm wondering, is there a womb chakra near where I live? It's west coast of Ireland, Kerry, Ballyferter.
Okay, just one second. There is a womb chakra there, but right now it has got a number of churches that are, let's just say, capping some energy on it, and
Yes.
It'll be a long time before that womb chakra energy opens to a significance, though you can
Right.
still work with it. What you have
Okay.
to do is identify the main churches that are blocking its energy and go and do some form of anti-sacred geometry ritual there, which is very, very simple. Would involve some of your urine, some sage, and some lemons.
Okay.
all combined into one little drink squeezed up, and you just walk by there and say, I am now using the sacred geometry energy to connect to the womb chakra. Anything that's programmed directly above it was related with this false sacred geometry grid that is infested with light energy, is now separate of your actions. And you will have to regularly upkeep that if you're intending to begin to do ritual work with the womb chakra.
Okay. Because I make organite, and I have been placing it around different sacred places like holy wells.
That's wonderful. What kind of organite are you making?
I just have a workshop in my shed. I'm making it with fiberglass resin, but I have made some with the beeswax as well.
And what have you noticed the difference between the beeswax and the fiberglass?
Oh, it's a huge difference. I'm
Yeah.
trying to source some beeswax locally because it's such a beautiful thing to have it in beeswax compared to the plastics.
Yes,
But
it is a total living entity.
yes,
So what I
yeah,
can suggest for you to do is find something that's in the candle size where you can make something in candle tubes, and then you can make the beeswax ones that are stacked. That can be a little bit more effective if you're going to be doing sacred geometry works. Instead of making bricks that have lots and tons of crystals which drive the price up, you can have more
right.
filler in there, which is plant material.
Okay,
So it's like a fat candle, and so you can put more material in it and less wax. And then you can layer sage, light levels of crystal, and all sorts of other things, and those will act as energy batteries as well as energy filters.
yes. Well, I'm lucky that quartz crystal actually washes up on the beach here, and so does red jasper. So
Beautiful. Oh, it's even better. You got that ocean energy mixing with that
yeah,
beeswax energy. Gorgeous.
sourcing it locally. The reason I asked about that question is because I heard Star Wars were coming here next year to film, and they have been on Skellig Michael doing filming last year, and I just wondered, was there a reason? I mean, I know it's an energy point where they're going to Shabelle Head, it's called.
Hmm.
And I was wondering about helping to clear the land after they've been there. Being the master magicians that they are, they're surely pulling on the energy there.
Yes, but you must understand they're making a broadcast through time. Just like in the last caller was talking about the different show frequencies, what you're seeing is something that's bringing an entire event there. And that
Yeah.
event is connected to many other filming locations. So if you're going to attempt to, let's say, just remove those energies, you have to realize it's not your place to do that.
Okay.
Second part is the place that is the person's place that is to do that would be the guide beings. And if you are going to take any type of sacred objects there, it is no intention of changing that area, but assisting it with energy so it can do it on its own. That place
Okay.
did volunteer to have those people there and all the esoteric concepts that come with it, as well as the belief of every person that's going to see the movie and for every person that's ever seen or read a Star Wars movie or book.
Right. Okay. I
So that
understand.
land
Yeah.
is blessed with the energies of the now, which comes with everyone's daily problems.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.